big welcome to you, Capricorn. This is your moment, right? The new moon. So the sun is in your sign and the moon is in your sign. The earth is in between, so the sun cannot put its beautiful rays onto the moon. And so we have right now a full moon and a new moon in your sign, Capricorn. Capricorn is the devil. A lot of people who are Capricorns, they're always a little bit like, oh God, why am I the devil, right? And of course I tell them, you're not the devil, you're the Greek god Pan. And out of the Greek god Pan came a movement or concept called pantheistic. And then the pantheistic concept or movement or religion even, right, or like spiritual awareness is that everything is of equal value. Everything that we see in this world has a counterpart, right? And we allow not to make any difference between you and another person or an object, right? There's no difference. Nothing is better than the smallest grass, the smallest virus. So even this virus, this coronavirus, has as well an awareness, has as well a message, and we should not fight it. We should work on living with it, right? Big difference. Everything is equal. Everything has a meaning. And of course, when we look at the card, the bat, the virus is coming from the bat, right? Apparently. We don't know, right? But as you can see, it's an energy. It's not a human being that we're chained and attached to. It's an energy. It's a cycle. It's a celestial awareness, right? Which I will show you in my card in a minute. Here, of course, these are caricatures of the two people in the Gemini card, right? In the Gemini, we have the lovers. They are standing as well here in the Rider-Waite. We see it a little better. They are standing. She stands in front of the tree with the snake, the Kundalini, and the apple, right? That she bit on it. The fruit, of course, she bites in it. She is the fruit. She holds the womb where the fruit can grow out of. He is here the fire. He is in the lover standing in front of the tree of excitement, right? He is the lust. He has that lust for sexuality because he is igniting with his left hand, the dark, the left hand. And of course the right hand here, the mudra saying, not everything that you see is what there is. There is more to this planet. There is more to this material dimension, right? This is the first dimension, the orange, the red, the sexual, right? And of course, he ignites and gives spark to it because he's representing the dark. He's representing, in a way, also sexual energy. He is that phallic energy that we then see here in Aleister Crowley, a clear phallic energy that he painted and gives us the meaning of this card as pure masculine, pure phallic, pure sexual energy, right? Meanwhile, the darkness is holding him, this male energy, in check, right? Because the darkness, in the darkness, the male energy, the light can actually exist. And the dark is the feminine, right? The dark is her with the fruit, he with the seed or with the flame attached to it, right? The pentagram pointing downwards. Now the pentagram is saying to us that as the shield, as a shield of the four elements, right? I'm just gonna hold this down, right? Because The pentagram pointed downwards means it's the head is connecting with the third eye, with the ein. That's the Hebrew word of this card. Ein. Ein means I. I, and I, meaning the I of I am, right? Or I see, is the same when you speak it. So the seeing is either a seeing usually in the external world, right? I sees only the external world, but the third eye sees the inner world, the dark world. And of course, we have to learn to free ourselves from this plane, from this dimension. And how do we do it? We do it with our horns, we do it with the hair, right? Long hair means that you connect to the hair like an antenna to a higher dimension, up into the sky, right? Away from the dark. So it's again light and dark, right? Here again, Aleister Crowley, 2 balls, right? And then here, of course, the penis or the phallic energy of this card. Here, Saturn's ring, because Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, right? Very clearly. And the bizarre world that can exist in those days when it's a little bit dark outside and we get like into the dark, gives us an opportunity to free ourselves. In the light, everybody can see, right, what we're doing. In the dark, no one sees what we're doing, so we're doing things that we're literally hiding, right? And so it comes out in the dark. Here, the handle, we have the snake, again, the original sin. The original sin is the Kundalini, is that union between male and female, is the union between dark and light. And here we can see the third eye very clearly painted. We can see the snake, right, giving its lust, giving its energy with the red tongue, with the split tongue as well, right? Then we have these two. They're oh no, this belongs to them. Then we have him, right? This is, of course, again, very clearly a masculine energy that's binding the snake as that circle that bites in its own tail. The woman lying there, the man sitting there like exhausted from copulating, from frolicking, from having too much fun. All right, once we have too much fun, right, we get very tired in that. Now, I have a very beautiful new card for you. Exactly. A feminine card, right? Where the devil is not a male, which of course the other schools say, but actually the dark night, the longest night, the longest month, right? The month that has the longest nights with the hair. Now, what's really, really interesting in this card, I really love it. I really love to talk about this card, right? That's why I go through the others a little quicker, because I've been talking about them for a while. We have here, of course, white and red, right? Interesting enough, when we see the white and the red, we know the higher consciousness, the right, the, again, horns reaching up to free and liberate yourself from this dark chained energy that we are attached to this fertility ritual for everything we do, right? The materialism, the first chakra, eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, right? I mean, we killed people just to get food. It didn't matter, right? As long as I survive, I didn't care if the other one survived. So the door, which is red, but when I slightly open it, there is the light circulating around the door saying, yes, now I can go up, but I need to use the reptilian brain. And then the mammalian brain And then I can reach up into the neocortex, into the higher consciousness, and liberate myself from this energy that's in my head. And of course the red around, right? Very beautiful. Then the white face connected again to the white horns and the lips as that dark within the words that come out of a dark energy, but not a dark energy as a negative energy, but just out of the inner world. Nevertheless, it's connected to this little horn, right? Very beautifully shown here how the devil can look a little bit different. And it's feminine, right? When it's feminine, it is in a way this longest night. It is not really a masculine energy that we see here. That to that card. Now I show you my evolution in this card. First, I painted it like this, like dark and light, very simple, but then it looked more like it's like a dangerous material for a product here. That's what they use, yellow and dark, and the coming together into these roots, but also up in the sky, right? So we can, when we turn it around, now the roots are up and the sky is below, right? And it's like these opposites facing each other, right? Giving each other meaning. And that's what came out first. Then I painted it again, and I saw maybe I make it more a world where when everything is, again, it's opposites, right? Here, the nature, and above it's dark clouds, and we created the pavement. Here it's the city, and we have the open sky and the grass. Again, the light and the dark facing each other, creating in it a light, an energy of being enlightened. Now, then I started, this is what I'm painting right now, right? I'm painting right now the green, because each time when I finish with one card, I can see what is the next thing that I want to add to this card, right? And so here I felt that this is the month December. This is the month of July or June, right? Cancer month. And the sun moved to the south, right? To the longest night, to December, to Capricorn, to Saturn. And we would think it's going back to Cancer. It's going back to Cancer. It's going back north. Going to the south, going back north. Going to the south, going back north. Now, because we created a forward movement through counting 2020, 2021 now, right? We don't see that it's actually the sun is going back into the longest day, from the longest night back. Now, Jupiter, Saturn, these two planets came on the 21st of December, so close, they created the Star of Bethlehem, right? So this is where I'm painting the Star of Bethlehem right now, in these two planets coming closer together. Then, of course, I'm putting the symbolisms of Jupiter on the yellow and Saturn more the dark of the planet, right? Then the universe, there's like a checkboard of wild, of the nature. And then I want to paint the sun's rays over here again, because it's going back, or it's coming back, right? We have these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stages to the world, to the universe card, and the sun rising up here again, and I have to paint here, of course. Then, of course, also an attachment in Capricorn, in Saturn, to the material, to the wealth, to the structure, to the time, to Chronos, right? Here we free and I want to paint something here that gives it a little bit more of a freedom in what we do and how we do things. So the devil is the two polar opposites, and because of that we are able to evolve. If not, we wouldn't evolve. If not, we wouldn't change. And that's why we have chain, right? We are chained, to this dimension, because it's constantly giving us an awareness. I can get out, but I have to go back in again. It's a natural process. Like we can see, the light and the dark are intertwined in this beautiful card of the Hermetic Tarot, you as the Queen of Pentacles, right? And so here we can see a lot of symbolisms again that I have to now figure out how to work it into your card. I haven't even started yet. Then here, Mr. Edward Wade painted her on a throne in a lush garden, right? And having, of course, the green and the coin up, facing up. As you can see now, the pentagram looks like a human being. The head, the two arms, and the 2 feet, right? Then we have here Aleister Crowley. Quite beautiful, right? How he painted her with these horns and these strange leaves, right? It's almost like she's became minuscule. And we can see here the crystal. Here we can see again the Capricorn. Then in the Handel Tarot, the only thing is with this card, as I don't have an explanation to this, I just got the deck like that, right? Just the cards, and I don't have any explanation to the cards. But here very clearly, as you can see, you're the spider woman, right? As an Indian awareness that is coming here to you. Then I have one more card. Here's the Queen of Pentacles, very beautiful. As you can see, she has here the jewelry that's holding her red cloak. And again, you are connected to Capricorn very clearly, right? This is your time frame. You're the original Capricorn. And then here I have from Mystic Monday, from this new deck, right? I have you here in form, of course, again, of a spiritual awareness, and the colors, seeing that she makes things grow. Fertile ground is happening here, right? That's you in this deck. Okay, so Ein, again, is the god Pan, right? A goat leaping with lust. And the Himalayan goat is the only one that goes to the highest and the most sacred mountain, which is Mount Everest, right? In the Himalayan mountains. Then here you are in appreciation, yeah, complete appreciation of all existing things, because somehow you understand, even though for you the energy is sometimes rough and harsh and dark and also a little bit blinding, you are the one that can help us to overcome the fear of change or the fear of transformation, right? Because I mean, you are connected to the bones, right? That's your connection, is skin, knees, bones, right? The earth, again, we like to eat salty things on your days. Goats love to lick salty stones, right? And then we also like to eat root vegetables, right? And of course, you are connected to the cardiovascular system, so it's very important for you to walk or to jog, to move your body. Okay. Now, your instinct is very strong, right? The devil is not, because even Freud thought you connected to the devil. That's how much the Christian mystics or the church was making people believe that the devil is something negative. No, it's your instinct. And this instinct expresses itself through a veil, and this veil is kind of my point of view. Each human being has their point of view. Each human being goes out and says, I see the world like this, because there is a veil of being a Capricorn, of being a Virgo, of being etc., right? And that's always limited. I cannot see what someone else sees. I can kind of understand you, Capricorn, because I'm a earth sign, and Taurus, also an earth sign, right? But then fire or water, right? It's more harder to understand how emotional these people really are, or how sexual these people really are. But the breaking free of that veil, right? That getting out of that veil is kind of the initiation. If you are able to get out of those chains, if you are getting out of this constant sexual desire that is nagging on you, the snake, the serpent, the phallic, the frolicking, the sexual uniting, the being chained, the being bound by this energy, right? By constantly only walking up to the red door, but not going up to the little horns, right? Not seeing clearly with the white face the beauty of opposites. You will not free yourself from this dimension, right? That's really what the devil is. The devil is not a human being. That's like saying, I'm gonna chain them, right? No, it's like you have within you the opportunity to go to the dark or to the light. And you are going to the light. You're going back to Cancer, right? You are going back to Cancer. We went to Capricorn, now we're going back to Cancer, right here. We went into the black horse, and now we're going back into the white horse. And the dancer, of course, the dancer is that beautiful energy of dancing. Now, there is no reins, there are no reins, and it's again the third eye. The third eye that is knowing this. The third eye knows how things shifting. Here in this new moon, in the sun and in the moon, in this darkest of darkest, you know we're going back to Cancer. And I said, here you plant the seed. Here you see the seed grown in Cancer. You already know you will have your full moon. How cool, right? You are, wow, very clearly strong and powerful in knowing what to do. And then, who comes up? Sagittarius, right? A knight. He is a searcher of fire and fire. What does fire and fire do? It's like a volcano. It's like a lava. It's like, right? So the Knight of Night is very strong, right? It's very driven. And you can see the horse in the back, right? And again, Sagittarius is connected to Jupiter, right? You are connected to Saturn. So you know you're going back to the Jupiter. You are in between. You know you playing between dark and light, right? Very strong. You very clearly understand what is happening up there. And then, of course, in you. Wow. Very cool, right? And the Knight of Wands, right? When there's fire and fire, as we can see with the card, right? It's very red. It's like the knights are always searching. The Knights are fighting. The Knights are like pushing, right? A queen sits on her throne, she's established, right? Or the page is also searching, right? The page is also connected, like they say, to a princess, right? Princesses always search, or pages always search. And they're not ready to settle down at all, right? And the knight as well. But they say the knight can become the king. The knight is the one that says, right, I am searching for this next adventure. Of course, I mean, he has a lot of fun, right? He's beating the drums and enjoying it, right? You love to dance, right? Very good for you. And especially today, right? In this dark horse and in this dark horse, but know that we are going already to this white horse. But today, for you, is one more time a moment of going deeper within, of going into your womb, into your fertile ground, into that place that says, here I can plant anything grows, right, within you. Now, you with the Five of Wands, and the Five of Wands is, I'm looking, right, because I have a list of what the planets are connected. It's Saturn in Leo, right? You like to compete, you like to fight for this light, for this idea, right? Don't do it, because each person created what they created and is equally helping the other one to go up. Because one started doesn't mean that the next one who's doing something else out of it, right? We have many different cars, we have many different phones, but in the end, the phone was invented, the car was invented, right? You can reinvent the wheel by just making it look with different fabric or with different materials, right? That's, in a way, what this card is saying, right? And Leo is connected to the king, right? So you are looking over and you are giving them like, come on, go for it, right? So it's almost like, yeah, come on, go for it. Who gets first to the light? Doesn't matter, right? So it's competition, right? You feel like competition is giving you a push up. Meanwhile, it's connected, of course, to the High Priest, right? Which is the Hierophant. And in the Hierophant, there is also a spiritual connection. And it's okay, right? It's okay to go and reach up to this idea, to this light, to this fire. This one came out next, right? This is the Three of Waters, and the Three of Water is Mercury in Cancer, and that's abundance. Emotional abundance. Emotional abundance with friends, with people that you know well, right? And because it's Mercury in Cancer, this is the Cancer constellation up here, right? She painted it very clearly. And you are surrounded by people, right? So I'm kind of putting this underneath. And it's like, it's clear you're going to Cancer again. Your information, right? Messages that you get, it's like going towards the summer again. You somehow know that that's where it's going. And Mercury is always the messenger. It's the Hermes, messenger of God. It's information, it's the intelligence, it's communication, right? And Cancer is, we women communicate with each other to release whatever sometimes comes and gets us a little bundled up, right? So in these communications, you can release yourself. Seven of Wands, right? This is the next card, which is Mars in Leo, right? So you know how to protect yourself, right? By, again, placing your palms into Namaste. It's always the same. When we touch our own hands, we start understanding there's something within us that wants to be united. This is the real soulmate energy, is loving yourself so much, so dearly, that when the person comes into your life, he's literally like, wow, who is this woman? She really loves herself, right? Without showing off, without being like all over dramatic about it. But this is what the Seven of Wands is saying almost. If you have people, because you're going now from 5 to 7, if you have people pushing your buttons, pushing your actions, or questioning your actions, you're like, no, I know exactly where I want to be, right? This is being in valor. You validate yourself so much. That makes you strong. That makes you courageous, right? And it's beautiful, right? It's beautiful to see that you defending your creativity, defending your growth cycle. And again, of course, Mars in Leo, right? Leo, this creative energy, this creativity that wants to come. A new idea, a new thought idea. Today, you're planting a seed in the darkness, and in the next full moon, you see this seed coming into fruition. You see that what you protected is going to flourish. Wow, it's very, very action-oriented here going on. You will see in Cancer season, June to July, beginning 21st of June, the longest day. You will see the seeds that you planted being manifested. That's what it's saying, very clearly. If you do today your meditation, if you do today a moment looking within, right, closing your eyes, going in within into the dark, right? With the face, we always go out, we always want to see, but go within, go inside, because that's where you're going to see what it is that you really want to plant. Write it down so you don't forget. In 6 months you might have forgotten, right? Have a log, have a calendar. Write small little things in this calendar, not like I have this meeting and that meeting. Today I made a conscious thought about this, I made a conscious thought about that, right? That's how we can also use a calendar, besides meeting, of course. Because this is action. It's not yet manifest, it's in your head, right? That's why she painted also a head, and her eyes are closed, she's not open. Wow, this new moon is strong for you, right? Because you feel that either you're hoping to go through the Cancer, but we're going to Cancer, right? Wow, so I have 3 cards that came out. No, 4. Queen of Cups, Cancer. That's when you see the seed that you have in your inner mind, in your third eye, in your inside, in the dark. It is manifest. It is showing up very clearly. And of course, it could be a friend, a Cancer, right? Check the dates of her. She's water and water, very emotional woman. Yeah, very emotional, because you have 2 times a Cancer. You have the major arcana of a Cancer, and you have the court card of a Cancer, right? So there's definitely a Cancer here. Then you have Libra, right? She is a single woman. She is connected to a higher thought, to a higher thinking, and allows herself to manifest. Wow, beautiful, right? The page of Earth is one of the most beautiful page there is, right? Is strong and beautiful. She's almost like the priestess Demeter. And Demeter is the Greek goddess of agriculture and of fertility, right? And she's very clearly one of those that are saying, I'm holding the secret. You almost need to become her again. Become this young generation. Become this energy that wants to. Demeter is a stamp here in Germany. If you buy Demeter food, it's even more than organic. Organic, it's kind of like, well, anybody can say it's organic, right? Or it's natural. Demeter, it's like it gets tested. They come and they check. So this is Demeter, right? She's literally standing there. And what's going on? The 5. There is still sometimes, as you maybe feel, right, a little bit of a sadness in the realization that the earth is not respected. That's all. You don't have any other real negativity, and that's why you're fighting. You're fighting for a new creative idea to help this young generation, right? Because you know how negative we are. And of course, it's almost an emotional, it's like maybe these 3 people here, right? You told them something and maybe you shouldn't have told them. Could also be, right? I need to go in every direction, but you have 2 cups left, right? So your sadness maybe has to do with something that Cancer did, because this is Mercury in Cancer, and Mercury is talking, communicating. So maybe, and I'm sure this is what it is, maybe a Cancer person said something to you, right? Communication of a Cancer. 3, the 3 cups here, even though maybe it was said in a happy way, but actually created a negativity in you. But it could also be that you are starting to understand very clearly, oh boy, this is a big task to become a priestess, right? To become a priestess of the earth, of the ground. But you can do it because you're already queen. Look at you. I mean, this is who you are, right? You know. But become new, renew, right? Again, the same way we're going back and forth between dark and white. We also, the older we get, the more we want to become like a child. And the sadness, right? It's short. It's not a long, heavy sadness, right? It's okay. You are going to be fine. It's part of sometimes the cycle, right? Sometimes we're just like get tired. Oh God, I have to start again. But yeah, every day you brush your teeth. You don't say, oh, I have to brush my teeth again. Being bones, being teeth, connect to the bones, right? To connect to the earth. Oops. This way. Ah, wow. In the German reading, this one came up as well. In the German reading, she came up. German reading was amazing. Was amazing, really. Okay. Liberation. Let go of that, right? It's like, okay, whatever. Yeah. Sometimes we say things, right? Sometimes a Cancer might say something in a funny way. Maybe she wanted to be helping you, but you know. And of course, Cancer are healers, right? Look at her. She's like very deep. She's connected. She's like the cup. She's like, I want to help you. And when you let that go, you see where the energy is stagnant here. It's stuck. These two, the Two of Cups, right? The male and the female, the water and the fire, they help you to go, even though it's a depression sometimes, right? The Five of Cups is Mars in Scorpio, and it's a disappointment. Yeah, it's not a depression. You are disappointed. Maybe that someone from these three said something, right? From the Cancer connection, because it's Cancer. No, sorry, this was Cancer, right? This was the three Mercury in Cancer. Someone said something here, right? But here it is Mars in Scorpio. And Mars in Scorpio, you can see that Mars is fire and Scorpio is water, deep waters. The deeper down you allow yourself to go, look, it's not going into a black hole, it's actually going into the void. And what does that do? Liberate yourself from it. Full on liberation, right? And underneath, who is coming there? Again, a new path of love. Pisces, right? Going for the search. The search continues, right? Again and again, cyclical, back and forth, right? So you are liberating something. You are letting go of something. In accepting disappointment, in accepting that, hey, these cards exist as well, right? Not everything can always be perfect and happy, because we don't learn. Here you learn tremendous. Here you learn to say, no, I want to connect to my soul. I want to connect, connect to the dark, so I can liberate myself into the light. Okay, I want to just see if something comes out. I don't need to see. And it's interesting because it's almost like she is this creative idea, right? This sexual idea, or this sexual spark. She understands that within, because she's connected to water. So again, water and fire, usually they cancel each other out, but they also make things grow. And she looks then like the healer doesn't look at anybody. She looks up and her eyes are closed, right? That's her. You see that? She's looking up. She sees, in the water, she sees the spark, the creative spark. And then she says, all right, now you say, okay, I'm going to move forward, right? I keep going because the new generation is coming. And yeah, sometimes it's heavy, it's difficult, but nevertheless, you be able to free and liberate yourself, right? And of course, namaste, right? Namaste is bringing the black and the white horse together. That's what the spiritual work is about. Not fighting against it, right? Looking at people and saying, oh, you're stupid because you believe this and this and this. No, it makes you realize, think, I'm not there anymore. I am already moved up. But because you up doesn't mean you have to become, looking down at those who are still down. Don't do that, right? Because it catches you. It comes back to you. Humble, staying humble all the time. And the problem is, the more we go to a spiritual path of thinking, well, I'm going to the light and I am the light, right? But I'm neglecting the dark. That's not real spiritual work, right? Real spiritual work is combining the two, knowing how, from an internal point of view, are reining these two horses, right? Like Arjuna does it with his inner mind. Krishna, right? Here are the reins. The reins are saying, I know, these are the senses, right? Usually are connected to the five senses, and the third eye and the body, the chariot. He does it all by an inner connection, by an inner understanding of awareness. Five senses, right? Five senses. Okay, three more, and if nothing comes out, I look at the bottom. That's then the answer. To maybe the Five of Cups and the Five of Wands, right? Because let's say they are the most negative, not really negative, but okay, one more. Okay, one more. Okay. The Tower. Sometimes I don't know why I'm looking, but this liberation, this shifting is shaking everything in your life, but is bringing you to the star, is bringing you to a new awareness, because you know that everything has its cycle. You know that the star, the Christmas star, was in your sign, so it's breaking things further apart so that you can go into the age of Aquarius, but also now into the next month. It's literally saying things are falling apart here, right? Things are wanting to leave you. And that's Corona, right? Corona is this card, because the crown is usually falling down from the tower, and the two people are falling down from the tower. Now, this is the card after you, right? The Devil, card number 15. The Tower, card number 16, right? So you are evolving, you are letting go, and it's good to let go, even though if things are looking at first bleak, don't worry. You have the next card, right? 15, 16, 17. How cool is this, right? And it began, of course, it could also have begun in 2020 in June, this process, right? Going here and arriving here and realizing things, saying, okay, I have to let go even more. Because the star is coming, and that's after your month anyway. But also, in a general, this is hope. This is understanding that the cycle keeps going and new things want to come to you. Maybe in the time of Aquarius, also doing things more with the internet, right? Finding through the internet a connection. It doesn't have to be in a physical. Now, some say, of course, this is the material, this is the first step, first chakra, this is the second chakra, and it's an orgasm, right? It's an orgasmic state. Something is, when we let go of the crown, it's la petite mort. It's the French saying, right? A little death. We're letting go, right? But 15, 16, 17, oh, it's like a big message coming here to you. Wow. Big message coming here to you. You're letting go, right? You're definitely letting go. Yeah. And you're evolving, and you are opening, and you are shifting, and you are good. You're good. You're good in many ways, right? It's just now to integrate it, this new personality, this new young energy in you, right? Sometimes it might be sad to start fresh, to start from the beginning again. But maybe it's meant to be because there were still things that didn't work. Something wasn't right there, right? With this tower. The tower is sometimes also, of course, the buildings are. And you have the star, right? The hope, which comes right after 16. You're 15, 16, 17, right? And of course, liberation and the star, it's like, this is very beautiful, right? You, in a way, becoming the star yourself. Awesome. Plant a seed, make a meditation, go within, see what you want, and write it down. And in Cancer, you will see in the light the manifestation of that, right? I see you again as in the next month when the sun is in Aquarius. I will see you again, my dear Capricorn. I wish you a beautiful new moon today. Go deep within, go in, look into your reptilian brain, right? Where are you stuck, right? Where is it that you need healing? And then go forward, right? Go forward. Go up, but also go back down or connect to this. Thank you for watching. Namaste.